Oh my God.
Hi, everyone. All two people that are watching.
So far.
Hey, K Munin, how you doing? Glad to see you this week. We missed you
Mm-hmm.
last week for our lively conversation that we had going on, but you're here this week,
Yes.
and we really appreciate it. And the other person that is here, we really
Incognito.
appreciate you being here. That Steve is the other person. Now we got 9.
Yeah, they're piling in.
Hey, Steve.
That's okay.
How are you
And
doing? And
Johnny made it.
Johnny Future, I'm at a store. Be home
Yeah,
soon.
he says we're
Okay.
late. Yeah, it's Lou's fault for my amigo like. He did it.
No.
Well, he was on a live a little while ago.
Yeah.
We were chatting with him.
Hey, Pastor Rick, how are you? And Retro Style and Axel Foley. Thank you all for coming, Eric. Glad to see each and every one of you. I have the house to myself, and I was hoping a lot of people would
Eric
show
is
up.
home alone.
Oh
If
God,
you've
when
seen
the
the film, you
cat's
know how that
away,
goes.
the mice
I
will
see that.
play. We got Shelby, the rock star, is
Mm-hmm.
here. Hope everyone had a very uneventful week. And if it was eventful, I pray that it was full of good events, things that
Mm-hmm.
make you happy and bring you joy and peace. Not a lot of stress, not a lot of heartache and pain.
Things
But
that make you go, hmm.
but we know life does bring us a lot of heartache and pain. But
Mm-hmm.
I pray that this week you were spared of it and you had time to recoup. Hey, David, how are you?
Blue Splash.
And I found a U.S. retail exclusive FH figure art at Walmart.
Go
Our
to the Walmart.
Walmart, I
Our
think,
Walmart is given up.
yes. I think our Walmart is saying goodbye to toys
Yeah.
because, okay, you know how they had the adult toy section? That's all about, just about gone.
Yes.
Hey, oh, thank you, Pastor
Pastor Rick
Rick. A
made a
little something for the
donation for
cats.
our kiddie
Yes.
pool for our
Um,
felines.
the you go in there and every time we go to Walmart, which isn't really that much, it gets smaller and smaller. Now the kid toys is still there, but you don't see, and we've talked about it before, you don't see McFarlane anymore and Masters of the Universe,
Yeah.
Marvel Legends, that kind of stuff. You just don't see that anymore. You still see the Ninja Turtles. Well, honestly, I take that back. The last couple of times, we didn't even go over there.
No, we don't go anymore.
We used to go over there to see, because it was some McFarlane figures that I wanted from Batman. Um, and then it was just never there.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Forget it.
We decided we were going in the toy aisles just out of habit.
Yeah, we noticed that.
But it is no point.
Yeah. Hey, Raccoon Eyes. Because I noticed, like, for work, I have to go to Walmart to pick up some supplies. We do, like off and ant spray and Lysol wipes and Lysol spray. So I'll go to Walmart and pick that up. And I noticed even then I was going through the toy aisle just to look. I knew I wasn't going to get anything, but I would go through and look. And I'm like, man, I'm in Walmart buying stuff for work and I'm still over here.
Here you go, Rick. There is a shot, a close up, a hobo.
Now we're not gonna do that this
Oh
week.
yes,
Not
we are.
every picture now.
Yeah, and you notice you can see his tongue, but it's always sticking out because remember he doesn't have teeth. His tongue is usually sticking out.
Let's see. Got some killer tomatoes finally, and a Captain Planet lot, and some protect. Oh, good. Wow. That's great. I hope you like your Captain Planet. I got a bunch of those. But I think I'm about done. I got a lot of the wave 1. I don't have a lot of the vehicles. I think I got one
And
vehicle.
wave 2 is like insane.
Yeah, those are expensive. For whatever reason, wave 2 is expensive. But they are selling the full box set at Walmart. And I thought about getting it. Then I saw that $70 price tag. And I was like, nah, I'll just hold off. Only line my Walmart have given up is McFarlane and Star Wars recently. And and it's section cut in half.
Union.
Yeah.
Axel said when Toys R Us closed, he was dismayed, thought it can't be, but Toys R Us in Australia closed all of its 44 stores in 2018.
Wow.
All 44. Yeah, well.
Yeah, he is cute. But
Yeah.
we did that the whole show last week. We looked at cats.
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to get My Pet Mouser and Harry Henderson glue. The plushies on a roll lately. That's good.
My Pet Monster can get up there too.
Really?
And check, and again, check the hands and feet carefully because it was like this spray on applique, like rubberized spray to the hands and feet. They decompose and it often flakes off and it can be very sticky. So that's something to watch out for with the My Pet Monster stuff.
Yeah.
That it's not going to just fall to pieces on you, or that it didn't get moldy, because sometimes they do and it's got a bad smell. Shelby says, while Walmart had pre-order Leader Class Transformers in stock, it's strange Hasbro has them on pre-order if they're already out.
Yeah, well, they're behind.
And watch out for Walmart on pre-orders too. I've been hearing a lot of complaints about them canceling pre-orders and then making the stuff available again. And that happened with the Mego Atlas figures. Just recently, in particular, the Devilina, there was a lot of issues with people's pre-orders that they had for some time were canceled and then were available for sale again. And it also just happened with some, I think it was Marvel Legends figures just recently.
K Muniz says that GameStop had McFarlane Week where they were literally giving away McFarlane figures just for showing up. And it's still on the website until midnight tonight. So guys, go check that out if you're really into the McFarlane
Anything
stuff.
to get you into GameStop.
Hey, Deke
Radio.
How are you?
In Smyrna.
Another thing, I forgot to mention it on the roundup, but part 2 of our museum tour is up. You remember Plastic Empire came during Toylanta and he filmed the toy museum and he cut it in half. So the first one was David's side and the second one was mine, and he got it up. I posted it on both of our on our YouTube pages. So if you see it in the community post, or if you just type in the Plastic Empire, and Empire has a Y.
A Y, not an I.
You will see it. So check that out. Give Plastic Empire some business, go over there, like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that great stuff. And then you'll get to see a tour of the museum. So that'll be good.
We still have to do one ourselves.
Yeah, actually. And we'll get around to it. But we really haven't put up a lot of anything. And we just had a person that came and did a nice detailed tour.
Yes.
So, hey, John, how are you?
John McJunkin's joining us here today.
Glad to see everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with us. We really appreciate it. Yeah. And then we got Alpha Tryon,
who got the Mego Atlas. Walmart sent a message, order delayed. Figures were in stock, canceled the pre-order and reordered, and they got delivered in 2 days. Yeah, they got some kind of problem with their with how that works with the pre-orders with Walmart. That's what happens when everything's digital, because that kind of crap didn't happen when you had a phone orders in back in the day.
Yeah, and they wrote it down.
Now everything's on computers and it just goes to hell.
I hate the pre-orders, honestly. I wish they would just wait for it to come out, because then, and I go back to this, I got some stuff on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, nothing on Big Bad Toy Store, but it's been on pre-order literally 2 years now.
Yeah.
I ordered it back in March of 2023 and it still hasn't shipped yet. So it's like, and I understand the stores, they want to try to get like a count of how much they're going to need, I guess. And
also some of that stuff is reliant on the orders to even start producing them.
Yeah.
Crowdfunding kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like those Kickstarters, because the thing that I have on pre-order is a Kickstarter.
And that's why a lot of I'm not too keen on showing them too much, because people, did you sell such and such from so and so's website or whatever. And I'm like, because half of them they never get done.
Yeah. So, you know, that's why I don't care for them too much. So I just wait. I kind of wish they just wait. But again, I know they're doing it for the
Yeah.
numbers. See, okay, if we make this, is anybody going to even be interested in purchasing it? And I guess, hey, Road Pig, I'm guessing that's the purpose of the pre-orders, so they can get a count and then make like 15 more,
Yeah,
just
and
in
then you,
case
you
for them
wait a year
stragglers.
and a half for your action figure, and then 6 months after you get it, it's on clearance somewhere.
Yeah, then you really get
Then
pissed
you
off.
get really mad. As a Blue Splash says, they're canceling a lot of their Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders little by little and finding it in stores, turning up in stores.
Yeah, yeah. I started going to Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth and doing the whole pre-order thing back when I was buying the NECA Ninja Turtles because I could never find it in store. It was on Target. Well, they were selling them only at Target. And every time you went to Target, you can never find it. And then you went to the Target website to pre-order it and it was sold out. So
Yeah.
then, I was like, well, whatever. And other things that I was trying to wait and buy in store was never in the store. So then I started buying on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. And I just didn't have to worry about wasting all that time and energy going to the store because it was on pre-order. You just go and
Yeah.
click on it and then you wait and you get it. And that's why I started going and it made it convenient. And I don't mind it when things have a decent turnaround. Like if you buy something and then about a month or two later it ships, that's reasonable to me. But you waiting 2 years and it's like, look, you need to just go and cancel that, give up.
Yeah, and then like you were saying, it ends up on clearance anyway. Funny enough, they just had the what was it? The Kane County just passed, and Justice Curry was there.
Yeah.
And he was showing, he had bought several of those. What was those? The Playmates box sets, Ninja Turtle box sets that come in a box that's shaped like the turtle band.
Yeah.
Do you remember those sets?
Yeah, I got like almost all of those.
Yeah. The guy had a van full of them.
Oh wow.
And he only wanted $20 a piece, as many as you wanted. He made an investment, didn't pan out.
Yeah.
He bought hundreds of them. And Justice bought a bunch. He was like, hell, I probably should have bought out the whole van. But I mean, how much were those retail? They weren't cheap.
Yeah, they were like $100.
Yeah, so it's like, golly,
because it came out with like 4 of them, I think.
Yeah, it's like 4 figures or something like that.
4
inside
of
the
van.
Inside of a van, but
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, they have like 4 of those van things because it came out a couple times.
And they did the villain thing.
Yeah,
the villain vehicle. Blue Splash got lucky. The stores are very close to him compared to his home in Florida. I can go often to the stores now.
Oh, good.
More often.
Okay.
To the stores now.
Hey, Uncarded.
Uncarded is there.
Yeah.
As well as Greg. He says he buys the majority of his figures from Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon because figures I want don't seem to find their way to northern Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets to be part of the issue.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, you're thinking something as popular as let's say Star Wars Black Series, Marvel Legends, Funko Pop, McFarlane, and stuff like that. That'll definitely be on the shelves. That'll definitely be in the stores, but they're not.
No, not in today's day and age.
No,
things have changed.
Yeah, so then you go to. And then the part that I don't, well, the one thing I do like about Big Bad Toy Store, at least you got your pile of loot. And you can ship everything for $4.
Yeah.
And they do good packing. So the packing is usually good. I never had any damages or anything from there. So that makes it, pretty good. But yeah, you should be able to find these stuff in the stores. And then you can't. So then you go to places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Went to a garage sale and was able to purchase 3 boxes full of comics. Going through them, found some real good ones. Gold Key, Whitman, Uncle Scrooge, Donald Duck, Fat Albert, and the Comic Kid. Cosby
Kids. That's
Kids.
John there.
That's
Had
great.
some luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, spit to the Fat Alberts. Fat Albert is tough to find in good shape, actually. Those comics are worn out. Really worn out.
Wow.
Road Pig said he had to wait for G.I. Joe pre-orders from Super 7 figures at Big Bad Toy Store for like 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Robotech from Toynami at the Big Bad Toy Store like 2 years. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That doesn't even make sense. And
Hey,
there's
Robert. How are you?
Robert's joining us today.
Yeah, that's crazy that you know, you got these pre-orders and then they take so long. And then they'll tell you, oh, we had problem with tooling, we had to retool, the paint application wasn't right, and we had to go back to the drawing board.
You know
and
what
this
that
and
brings
that.
me back to is thinking about Kenner, because Kenner is the one that really kind of started that with Star Wars. The film came out, it's 1977. Film turned out to be a hit. They were not ready with production.
Yeah.
And they had the card, and they sold you the card. You can go to Sears and buy it or whatever, and you purchase it, and it's a guarantor that you can come back and pick it up when it's available, so that they could try to make some sales over the holiday season.
Yeah.
And people thought they were insane, because who wants to wait a month or two to get our figures? Now you got people waiting 2, 3 freaking damn years.
Yeah.
And they're not even as good as the Kenner Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then, you know, I guess it's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. So who knows? But we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
It might get better. But I do understand that they want to be ahead of a new movie or a popular TV show, like that Thunderbolts is out, and now the toys, well, they're showing you the toys.
Yeah.
And it would be nice, I guess, if they can kind of try to time it.
They used to
come out, come out when the weekend or the week before or the week after the movie comes out.
Yeah.
But I guess you can't always.
They used to
time it.
They used to be right on that.
Yeah.
They used to be right on that. Or at least it seemed that way when I was a kid. That they would time that pretty close, and now it's just like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. And you got stuff coming out way late, like when Mezco dropped the Gladiator Hulk. The film had been out of theaters almost 2 years. You know, and it's like,
oh, like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker by Hot Toys.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're not selling it to kids, but yeah,
but still,
I mean, still, it's like nice to be on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert, those are the product people, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, because I have a loose set of those. I've got the boxed set, but I also have a loose set, and that's what that logo is. That's these guys. I got them. They're sitting right here.
Yeah, but in Japan, they actually put pride in the stuff that they do. So they want to put it out. They want you to get it in hand. They don't want you to get tired of it. And you would think that the way the movie and TV industry is going, that the toy makers want to kind of get ahead of the movie, because you know how it is. And like, let's say, for an example, Eternals. When that movie came out, everything tanked. The toys didn't sell, the comic book tanked, everything.
Yeah.
But if you sell it like a week or so before the movie, let people go out and get it. I mean, some people are going to wait, but let people go out and get it. Maybe you'll have better luck. I don't know.
Yeah, and then that you know, what was it? The Eternals, the killed the comic.
She-Hulk.
Yeah. Moon Knight. When Moon Knight came out, the value of that comic went right in the toilet.
Now, what did do well when that movie, they did that one shot black and white with Man-Thing in it. Werewolf, was it Werewolf by Night?
I think it was.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night. Everybody said how great that is. And we were at the comic show, and it had came out the day before the comic show. I had already had my Man-Thing #1.
Yeah.
Man, that book shot through the roof.
Yeah. I don't know where it is now. But
yeah, that's probably leveled off by now.
But the She-Hulk's probably one of the worst I've seen as far as dips. I mean, I bought a number one that's like damn near, you know, it's easily a 9.6 for $40, and the guy sold it to me for like, he said it, and I know the guy, so I don't have a reason to believe he's lying, less than half of what he paid for it. But there were people who were paying for a high grade couple of $1,000 for that She-Hulk number one, and then after the fact, you couldn't even get $100 for it. Because the Marvel did such a hatchet job on it.
Yeah.
But then and they screwed up Eternals, they screwed up Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But then like she said, the Man Thing, they put Man Thing out, everybody loved it, and then I'm like, yeah, well, that proves though Marvel can do it right if they want to.
If they want to.
Yeah.
Because everybody talked about, I didn't hear one bad word about that Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
All I heard was good things, and people were waiting for the next episode or
didn't
installment.
happen.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, we got a gem. Okay, let's throw it away. Don't do anything else.
Bury it.
But you like, but this one is awful. Oh man, this is awful. It's tanking. Nobody's. Oh, let's do another one.
Yeah.
Renew it for another season.
Let's make another sequel.
David says a lot of collectors like the ROM Marvel Legends figures.
Yeah,
some
it seems
people,
popular.
Some people have said it's one of the best Marvel Legends ever made. Then we got two old geeks that joined us. I think toy makers wait till see if the movie is a success now.
Yeah, but then even after the movie turns out to be crap, they still put the figures out. So I don't know what they're waiting for, because you know, they know it's bad. Oh well, let's release the toy line anyways, because they already had a contract.
Raccoon Eye says when she worked at a retail in the 90s, the toys would come in early with a stamp saying not to display it until a certain date, waiting for the movie or TV show to premiere. Yeah. And then Nerds joined us.
As well as Tommy is here. But the Eternals don't sell because most people buy that stuff on impulse. Robert was asking how come they don't sell.
Hey, Tommy.
Most people buy that stuff on impulse, or especially in the case of vintage comic books, because they think it's going to continue to go up in value because of a character. I mean, I don't have to tell you either what Kraven the Hunter, the movie, did to the value of his first appearance, because it went down too. It started to build up.
Happy birthday.
Oh, well, Renard is going to be 62 on Monday. 62 on Monday.
May baby. Taurus. He's a Taurus.
Oh, yeah?
My dad is a Taurus.
Oh, I have no idea.
His birthday is May 13th.
But it's, you know, it a lot of times, a lot of that, and what drives that price or drives that interest is spec. And so, or impulse. Just impulse. But if it's no good, there is no impulse. You know, so Eternals rolls out, all the spec on the comic is dead now, and now the value goes in the toilet. And then when the figures roll out, they're like, well, who cares now? You know?
How many movies have been spoiled because of toy leaks?
Plenty.
No, I think yes, that's backwards. How many?
Well, no, because there were times, I can't remember the film because something popped into my head where people were complaining because the action figures, there was a certain character in this film, and I don't remember which movie it was, and they were like, that's what they made him look like, and they found out from the toy reveal before the film even came out. And everybody was like, holy crap, that looks awful.
I don't want to see it.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what movie it was.
Probably was Ant-Man with that thing that looked. Oh God! And I said this before. I thought that was a meme.
MODOK.
Yes, I thought that was a meme.
They could have made MODOK look like he did in the comics. They could have done it. No, they. I don't know what the hell they did.
David, sorry. David did one impulse buy on Motu Cartoon Collection Origin lot. It got me.
Yeah, they got you.
We've all done impulse buy. What have you impulse bought?
Oh, I don't know. Probably everything from Mezco. Just
no, not everything, because well, maybe, I don't know.
It feels that way now. It feels that way now. Raccoon liked the Craven movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. It had a 90s feel and no comedy.
Which is refreshing.
Yeah.
Tony says Dick Tracy.
Tommy.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah. Dick Tracy.
I guess
Oh, because of the blank. I guess the blank figure.
Probably.
Yeah, but I mean, all the Dick Tracy figures.
Oh, Mad magazines, Turtle magazines.
John talking about his comic haul.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Boys Life. Okay.
Yeah.
Black Belt. The Black Belt ones are fun.
Looks like they're from the 60s and 70s.
That's good.
Remember they blacked out the Ewoks on the back of the Star Wars figures?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Kenner did that.
Mm-hmm.
Munis says they agree. Mentioned the Dogajira figures had come out with the game before I quit collecting Black Series. I would have bought the figure for sure. Now I don't care. Yeah.
But we've all impulse.
Sure we have.
Bought
We've all
something.
done that.
We impulse buy.
Like, the hell did I get this for?
Yeah, and then you're looking at it, and then you think about how much you spent for it, and you're like, oh, I can't get rid of this unless I can make my money back or at least break even.
Which you probably can't.
Some things you can.
Mm-hmm.
Some things you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. You kind of need to look at it, put it in the cart. That's why I put some things in the cart and I let it sit in the cart for a while. But I notice, like, if I'm on a phone, I'll mess around on a computer while I'm on the phone. That's when I do the biggest impulse buys, because I'm on the phone and not really paying attention and thinking. But other than that, I'll look at something. I'm like, okay, this is something I would buy. Put it in the cart and leave it in the cart for a while. Look at it for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. On eBay, I'll watch it and see if the person throw me a little bone.
You know what sucks
throw
about
me some crumbs.
eBay now? If you even look
at God, they get on my nerves.
If you don't even have to like it anymore or save it. If you even look at something, they'll send you a prompt. And it's like, leave me alone. You don't know why I looked at that. I could have opened it by accident.
Yeah, sometimes you do open things up by accident. You think it's one thing.
Then I'm getting offers.
Yeah. And yeah, they say, like, or eBay will say, because you looked at, Rainbow Bright, how about this Star Wars figure? Like, they ain't even in the same category.
Totally. I'll never forget the one, because I reference it a lot and people think I'm just being funny, but it was $6 Million Man. I'm looking at vintage 70s Kenner $6 Million Man stuff, right? Because you looked at this and it was LOL surprise stuff. And I'm like,
I remember
what
you telling me that.
Does LOL surprise have to do with the Bionic Man? You explain that to me, eBay bot, please.
Axel Foley says, in your opinion, talking about vintage carded figures, is punched worth more than unpunched? Or is unpunched worth more than punched?
Unpunched would be more, because it's more pristine.
Yeah,
if it still has that tagget, that's what that is.
Yeah.
It has that little tagget still in it, then it's even more closer to factory perfect.
Show them on that right there. I know what people know, but you just got to make sure. Hey Patrick, how are you?
See, like there's a Karate Commandos figure there.
See that
it still
little
has
tab.
The tab.
I remember when I used to get stuff,
intact.
I would punch that tab out. If it was there, I would punch that thing out. I didn't know what that was about. It was just in there.
That's horrible.
To me, I don't care as long as the card is in good shape. But I got a lot of stuff and the card is in bad shape. Or the bubble is removed. If the bubble is removed, but the glue just came undone, I will buy it. If they said that happened, then I'll glue it back. But if you just ripped it and all of the paper is gone.
Did you hear that? That was the sound of Johnny Shendrick hitting the floor because you said you used to pull those tabs out.
Yeah, and when I used to get carded figures, I would rip the top off to get it open. I did. I didn't know no better then. I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but as a kid, you don't know nothing, and you just trying to get it open, and you rip it from the top.
Paramedics are hooking Johnny up to IV right now.
He putting that EKG, I mean that shocker on him, the AED machine on him, giving them some shocks.
I know.
No mint condition comics or magazine, but most have been kept in extremely good condition. No rips, tears, missing covers, just some wrinkles, couple of spine ticks. But I knew that
I know
the feel.
The feel, yeah. Says John there with his recent comic lot pick up. And speaking of Johnny Shendrick, by the way, that's MIB Master Toy Museum, will be joining us next Saturday.
Yes,
he'll be on with us next Saturday.
And I think we got all of the kinks worked out because we did a test run.
Yes.
So we should have no problem. So please join us.
He was supposed to join us a little while ago.
Yeah, about a month or two ago.
And he could not make the connection. He was having some kind of technical difficulties. But we got that worked out. And so he'll be joining us. We'll have a discussion with Johnny. Yeah,
sometime if you just glance at a thing and sell a thing. And it's always things you don't want. You didn't even think about. You're like, oh, I don't want that. But then you hold on to things thinking, oh, one day they're gonna send me an offer. They never do.
No.
Hey, Mr. Jekyll.
J Evil Scientist.
Oh, that's not Jekyll. That's it.
That's J Evil Scientist from Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, okay. Hey, Mr. Evil, how are you? I don't know where I got Jekyll from. I swore that say Mr. Jekyll.
Mr. Evil, not Dr. Evil.
Oh.
It's Dr. Evil. Excuse me, I didn't spend 8 years at Evil University to be called Mr.
Well, he said that or something?
Yes.
Looks like next week will be an interesting live stream. Yeah, we're going to have a good time, talk, shoot the breeze, answer questions.
Johnny's a fun guy. He's a nice guy. He's nice.
And it's always fun to mess with him about opening up stuff and just watch him. You can see him shake.
Yeah, I know. I sent him a Steve Scout once.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I sent him Steve Scout. I think it's the only Steve Scout he has, from that line. Robert says you should come prepared this time. Have a standby guest like Justice Curry or Pixel Dan. I've had Justice Curry on. He's been on a couple of times.
Yeah.
Justice Curry.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm not so sure. Dan is so freaking busy. He's on his way to the Netherlands for a toy show. And it's like he's so busy. He's like weeks behind getting videos up even. And I get it. He's in big demand running around.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me. As a kid, I used to pull things apart. I didn't know they had any value.
Well, we're kids.
Yeah, you didn't know nothing. You just wanted to get your toy out of the package so you could start playing with it. Hey, Frankenprov, how are you? Love collabs. Yeah, I like doing the collabs.
And Scientist says, speaking of Hanna-Barbera, the Toy Museum needs more Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, it couldn't hurt. It depends. I've got a few odds and ends Hanna-Barbera pieces, but I would want more vintage. What's becoming more and more affordable actually, and I had missed them at an auction because I just couldn't do it. Is the sealed Pebbles and Bam Bam by Ideal from the early 60s. They were still sealed because the Pebbles and Bam Bam sold separately, but they came inside of a package that was a plastic clamshell of a cave with a cellophane wrap. And so it looked like they were in a cave. And I'm like, that's really freaking clever. But a lot of the Ideal doll stuff that used to be a fortune has really come down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some stuff on pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store right now. I was saying earlier, I pre-ordered something literally like 2 years ago. It was March 2023 and it's still on pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. They did what is it, D12 or D13 toys. They do religious figures.
Yes.
And they did Jesus, Moses, Aaron, the Ark of the Covenant, and a couple of other things in, I think, 1/12 scale, I'm thinking. maybe a little bit, excuse me, maybe a little bit bigger. And I ordered those because I do like religious figures, Bible figures, and I have some already. And I got those because they were different. You had Aaron, Moses, the Ark of the Covenant. You had a couple of other things that you usually don't see. David doesn't have anything on pre-order.
No. Blue Splash is confirmed, and he said, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw Dan said he's going overseas. Yeah, he's going to a toy show in the Netherlands." And Steve says you're talking about bad-looking toys. How about the monster that will be with the new Superman movie? Giant head with the head. Yeah, we showed that on the roundup like a week or two ago from McFarlane Toys. It looks like a cross between a rhinoceros and a catfish.
Oh, wow.
It's like this bizarre-looking character. And Robert suggests we're as big as Pixel Dan or Justice Barry.
Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate it.
And Evil Scientist says Pebble and Bam Bam Cave ideals. Ideal went deep on McGilla Gorilla and Friends must-haves for me. I don't blame you. Because the what was it? The Pebbles and Bam Bam came in like 2 different sizes. There was the boxed version that was bigger, and then there was the little like the 10-inch, I think, came in the little cave. And there was a vinyl carry case that was like a little house for them to that you could get separately to play with them in. And I remember back in the day, man, those things in a box, you get like $400 or $500 for them. And now it not even close. Not even close. Ideal, all those old Ideal dolls, it used to be a fortune. I remember when Joey Stivic in the box, it get you $150. And I've been seeing them at toy shows, less than $50. You know, Renard says it seems to me all the classic Post cereals are fading away. I cannot find Super Golden Crisp anymore. Yeah, because they're marketing to adults just like everyone else. That's why you only see the monster cereals surface around Halloween now, because they know people our age are buying them. They don't market it to kids anymore because the kids aren't interested in cereal icons anymore.
Sometimes I replace my record sleeves if they're in really bad shape. They're all ripped up. I bought a bunch of record sleeves, and and as I'm listening to it, if it has no sleeve, of course I'll put it in a sleeve. Or if it's really bad, but I'm trying to wait to put the ones with no sleeve. If it has one and it's all ripped up, I try to leave it there. Because I know I'm gonna have a bunch with no sleeves. So I try to do the ones with no sleeve first and then do the ones with ripped up sleeves. But we went, if you saw the video where we went to that lady's house, and her husband had died, he was a record collector. She had a box full of jackets, like the blank jacket. And it had some sleeves in those. So I bought that from her like really cheap because it was just a full box and it was nothing but empty jackets. And a lot of them were the blank ones. I got that and it had some decent sleeves in there because you can always use sleeves. Or sometimes if we buy records, like buy lots, and we know it's something that we don't want that's going to Goodwill, if it has a sleeve that's in good shape, I'll take that sleeve out and use it.
Yeah, Frankenprog was asking. Saturday morning wants to know about Groovy Ghoulies. Groovy Ghoul and someone else earlier, I think John McJunkin had mentioned Filmation.
And I was going to say something about that. Did they ever do Black Star?
Yes.
Oh, they did.
Black Star was done. And of course, He-Man is Filmation and Brave Star is Filmation. And all the Fat Albert figurines and Fat Albert figurines were made by Chemtoy and then by Tedro and then by Remco, but Remco made the dolls. And Groovy Ghoulies were figurines that were made by Chemtoy in the early 70s.
Okay.
So they are out there. They are out there. So, yeah. Road Pig says he saw Jumbo Robotech Veritech in robot form boxed in bad condition. The box at a local toy show for $400 looks bigger than Jumbo Mazinger Z guys. So it's a big piece. The Robotech Veritech.
So just the box was in bad condition, but the figure was oh, that's not bad. I mean, because you might can replace the box later, maybe.
Yeah. But they were countertop display sailed little figurines, and you guys have seen my Chemtoy Fat Albert before. I've shown them a few times. But yeah, they also made Groovy Ghoulies, and they made Disney figures, and they made, that's Chemtoy again, and they did superheroes like Batman and Superman, basically.
Oh yeah,
That's
Archie
right.
was
Saturday morning
Filmation.
reminds us, and of course, Marx and Mattel made Archie figures back in the day. So Axel says, as a guy who suggests classify when selling unpunched, punched, but still attached, punched with punch hole tear. Now get sellers to follow this, and we'll be on to something he said. Well, I mean, if you're grading, I mean, you want it to be in the best condition possible, but I mean, that's delving into the realm of grading action figures there, which, you know, I'm not too keen on myself. Because I don't like I can understand it more with comic books than I can with action figures, and then still action figures and toys getting graded. I don't believe they should be worth 10 times as much because they've been encapsulated. That's frustrating to me, as well as the fact that there's really not much competition with it, and there has been a lot of question as to integrity, shall we say, with how that's all done. Una wants to know if you had any pickups. Did we have any pickups?
No,
not really.
We haven't had anything
because we didn't go anywhere.
No, but what I was gonna say, just like with comics, back to the grading.
Yeah.
Just like with comics, I can see if it's an ultra rare. I mean, it's like 4 of them on Earth toy, and then you get it graded to preserve, or you just put it, because I know when we go to shows, it's a guy that sells those cases that you would put when it's graded. It's not graded, but he sells the case.
The acrylic cases.
Yeah. Now I can get with that, because it's like, okay, now this is a super rare toy, like that Boba Fett that everybody wants, that costs $1 million. I can see that.
Missile firing.
Yeah. Or something like that. That you know, it's just not abundant. It's not a lot out there. And you say, okay, I finally got one, and I want to make sure it stays pristine. I have the box, or I have the file card, all of the sheets, the sticker sheet is loose, but I got it all, and I'm gonna arrange it in this case to keep it protected. Yeah. But to grade it, because like,
and then those acrylic cases are more fragile than you think. You can scuff them up just cleaning them.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing. Because I know, like, I would like to have the King Randor.
Yes.
Every time I see King Randor, he's graded.
Graded now. That's getting to be an issue.
I don't think I've seen a King Randor that's not graded. I'm not paying that. I mean, granted, I want it on the card. I'm not going to take it off the card, but I'm not going to, you know, get it all graded and pay you all that money just because you got it graded. And
yeah, I know.
Do that.
That, to me, that's just kind of frustrating.
You have pickups, the kitties, whatever.
Yeah, that's
right. Did anyone ever see or know of any Ruby Spears collectibles? Like Thundar the Barbarian, Goldie Gold, and Action Jack, Plastic Man, Fang Face, Mighty Man, Yuck, Mr. T, and other characters?
Well, you know, the Gloob did Mr. T.
Yeah, it's a lot of Mr. T's floating around.
He was done in 3 different sizes for Gloob: 3 3/4 inch, 5 inch, and 12 inch. And I know, I don't think Thundar was done. A lot of that stuff never got done. Well, Plastic Man's been done as action figures. They've had other merchandise. There's Monkey. Since somebody mentioned cats, it's one of the few times he holds still. Scientist says, I think the most interesting collectibles in my mind are advertising store displays, huge catalog of rare McDonald's, A&W, Cola, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, never-ending products to mash together into a display. Yeah, and I've got a lot of ad icon stuff you've seen before, like the Product People and the Pillsbury Doughboy. and the Raid Bug stuff that I have. Raid made a lot of interesting things. But yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Or the Tony the Tiger. I know I've had to show that a few times because people have asked about it.
Mm-hmm.
My Tony the Tiger stuff. The old Atomicon stuff is kind of fun.
I need the original, the 80s Randor. I have the Maddie Club, the classics Randor. I have almost everything from the Maddie Club.
Yeah, because if you look here where the wall is yellow, all of those are original carded. You're okay.
Yeah.
Original carded Mattel Masters of the Universe that she has in her collection.
Yeah. All of the Super 7 and Maddie Club are boxed up.
Yeah.
I used to have those on display.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the collection kept growing. Yeah, and we rotated to get other things out so you can see. David would also love a good sized Voltron.
Yeah.
And we never got Plastic Man season 2 on DVD, says Saturday Morning
Fan. That does happen. That happened with Fraggle Rock. Well, the people were producing Fraggle Rock okey doke everybody though, putting it on disc because they released seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then canceled it. Right, because there's 5 seasons of the original Fraggle Rock, the puppet show, not the cartoon.
Okay, I only ever watched the cartoon.
Yeah, but the puppet show, the original, I guess live action you can call it. There's 5, and then a few years went by, and then that company released a box set of all 5 seasons, and it's like, you bastards! These people already bought the first 4 box sets. You can't. What the hell? Now they got to buy the whole box set to get the 5th season. How dirty is that?
That's what they do.
That sort of thing happens, though. I don't think they ever released the last season of the Muppet Show either. Looking back, Scientist says, you introduced me to advertising collectibles with the product people. I have the boxed Trix and Henry. Wow. The Trix Rabbit's tough. He's really tough. And Robert liked to see Tony the Tiger before he got buff, kind of like before and after pics. I like the original version. I don't like muscular Tony from the 90s or whatever. Saturday got Randor, but not the Queen, who had her own spaceship and laser gloves in the 80s cartoon.
The Maddie Club did Queen Marlena. They did 2.
They did 2 of them, yeah.
They did her as the astronaut in her astronaut suit with Cringer.
Yeah.
And then they did her as Queen Marlena. So I have both of those. And I don't think Super 7 did her at all, but the Maddie Club did. And in one storyline, I think the storyline, she brought Cringer to Adam, and she brought Cringer and gave him to Adam. That's how Adam got him.
See, there's my wind-up Raid Bug. I had the box for him put up, but I wanted to display him because it's just a plain shipper box. And he's a wind-up walking roach. See? And this is from the 80s. And they did all sorts of things. They did a bunch of stuffed animals. They did pens. They did cups. All this promo stuff that you had to order through the mail. Raid. And this is like my favorite piece, though, from the Raid collection. And it's in the original shipper box, too. I'm sure I've shown this before.
I think so.
This is that is the remote controlled Raid Bug. And if you look, you can see there's a speaker in his mouth, because when you use the remote has a microphone on it, and you can speak into the remote while you're driving him around, and your voice projects out of the bug. This is like the coolest freaking thing ever. Early 80s. I think this was early 80s, remote control. So true radio technology. See, there's the remote. See, it says Raid Robot on the little remote there. And he only drives in one direction. He only goes forward when you hold the button down. You press the button and he goes forward. And then you press this and it goes to his voice box.
Axel says that his comic store would deliberately scuff the spines of the comics despite anyone wanting mint. They said that the comics are meant for reading, not for you to just have and keep for years
Hey,
and
if
never
you're
crack the
paying
spine.
for it, you can do whatever you want with it. You know, I don't think, yeah. I mean, I get that all the time. Comics, you're supposed to read them. Oh, I bought it, and I'll do what I damn please.
Exactly. You just take the money. You collect money. I collect comics.
There you go.
Queen Marlena, she's from Earth, correct? Yes, she was from Earth. She was an astronaut and crash landed on Eternia. I got a creature from the Black Lagoon wind up looking figure, says Frankenfrog. Oh, that's cool. Wouldn't that come out? Like in the 70s?
I believe so, actually.
Sent people to Eternia to bring her back in an episode. They did? I don't think I remember that. I know they did that on Black Star. His little girlfriend came to get him, and he was like, "No, I ain't going back. I'm staying with these Trobit people." Like, okay.
Yeah, you ditched your girlfriend for a bunch of codependent dwarves. Nice going, Black Star.
Well, he had that woman that that queen that did all of the magic that saved them on every episode. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, because that was the basic plot. Trobits get in trouble, Black Star bails them out, but gets himself in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the magician girl would show up and save his butt.
Yeah.
It's pretty pathetic.
Myra or Myra, something like that.
John says, I'll buy anything from my favorite cereals, which were Captain Crunch. So far I have the mini sub, the treasure chest and shovel, cereal bowl and spoon, and the Captain Crunch decoder ring.
I remember decoder rings.
And Nerd says you can swap flies with comics. Yeah, you probably could.
Visitors from Earth episode.
Saturday morning fan tells us.
I don't remember that.
Here's an icon for you. This is actually
Johnny.
This is actually early 90s, and it's from a company called Fun for All.
Yeah, Mira. Says Trevor Toon Art.
You usually don't see them still this clean.
Yeah, that's nice and crispy.
That's really clean. And it says talking, but he only says one phrase. Which is, how about a nice Hawaiian punch? And he says,
it says that on the side.
He says it really fast.
So you can't understand it?
Yeah. How about a nice Hawaiian punch? Whatever. Because it's push button. It's the one of the earlier of the press a button to make it talk instead of a pull string. But there you go. There's not much punchy stuff out there, actually. I know in the 70s they did a telephone and a transistor radio, stuff like that. But, as far as like dolls, action figures, anything, they didn't do much.
David needs Cocoa Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch figures. I didn't know they had figures. Who remembers Captain Crunch Earth Globe and Glow in the Dark Moon Globe? No, I don't remember that at all, Johnny. And King Vitamin.
I remember King Vitamin. See, they had the vinyl banks from the 70s, and they did, this is the easier one to find. It's hard to find with the plug still, but they did Jean Lafoot in this size. And
you don't have Jean Lafoot?
No, he's expensive. He's like $150.
Oh God, no.
They did the parrot and a treasure chest. Okay. The treasure chest and the captain they made the most of. This Jean Lafoot and the parrot are kind of tough to get.
I don't think they make Hawaiian Punch anymore. I remember as a kid I used to drink Hawaiian Punch.
Everybody wanted it when we were kids.
Yeah, and Tahitian something. Tahitian something that was like Hawaiian Punch. That was a Hawaiian Punch knockoff. Wasn't there a second mascot for Hawaiian Punch?
Yeah, the guy who got hit. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah.
Blue Splash says Funko does, of course.
You can always collect all of those. They should be cheap now.
Yeah, they've gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember the cereal icons used to be really expensive because I always wanted them, but they were always an exclusive to a show, and they were expensive, so I never got them. And now I don't care.
And Custom God wants to know if we have anything from Quisp. No, I don't have anything Quisp. Yeah, hey, Kool-Aid. That's right, Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Saturday said Smogmaster and the Smoggies fought Captain Crunch. No, Sogmaster. Sogmaster. And they had a board game. They had a Captain Crunch board game. You could get figurines in the 80s. They had the figurines. They're like 2 inches tall of Captain Crunch and the Sogmaster that you could get in the cereal box. But to get the two Soggies, you had to buy the board game.
Hey, Sylvan.
Oh, Sylvan is here. I can show them to you if you've never seen them. I have the set. I don't have the board game, but I've got the figures from it.
I think you got some of them Garbage Pail Kids cards. Seem like you do. The cards.
I don't think I have any cards. From
no, we don't have any Garbage Pail.
I don't have any Garbage Pail Kids cards. Yeah, Saturday morning said Freaky Cereals had a lot of stuff. They had figurines, iron-on patches. They had little zip and go cars. Freakies did a lot of stuff, and it's up there. It's pretty desirable now. And John got wife got a Donnie Marie poster at 45 RPM after her parents purchased a 4-bottle pack of Hawaiian Punch. You used to be able to get a lot of cool stuff.
Hey, Retro Fun.
He says, what do you think of vintage Mr. Potato Head? I like the older the better. There's been so many incarnations of Mr. Potato Head, and that's something they've never really stopped making. And the earliest ones are the weirdest and the most interesting. And there's some odd incarnations, as well as the metal one that uses magnets, which I have. I think he's called something else. He's not called Mr. Potato Head, but he's in the same family.
Okay.
But they did a lot of stuff. They had Carrot, they had Bottles, Mr. Orange Head. There was a whole family of them.
I remember the Mr. Potato Head when
going all the way back to the 50s.
Yeah, you stuck the parts into them.
Yes.
And then they had Mrs. Potato Head and the kids.
Yeah.
I remember all that.
And Johnny says, remember the acrobat that swings? Yeah, and it had the 2 little buttons that you press on the side, and they would flip around. And Munin wants me to find anime. I like my vintage stuff.
No.
I think, let me see. I think this is it.
We did pick up I did. We went to the record show last weekend, and I got a bunch of Elvis records. I had found this one vendor because I was looking for Beach Boys everything. Everything I wanted was Beach Boys. And this one vendor, he had a few Beach Boys, and he had a bunch of Elvis stuff. And I picked up a couple of the Elvis. He's like, you like Elvis out? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I got a lot more. And I was like, I know you do, but I don't want to pay for all that. And he was like, well, just pick out what you want and I'll make you a deal.
Yeah.
So usually that's a good sign. So I pick out everyone that he had that I didn't have. And he had a lot. And he made me a really, really good deal. And then threw in 5.
Yeah.
Threw in 5 extra. I was like, okay.
See,
that's a very good deal.
See?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And all the pieces are in there.
What's his Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Can.
Mr. Magnet Man. And it's the can. All the pieces go in the can. And then you can just seal the lid. And it's from the Mr. Potato Head family.
So it turns out that 90s nostalgia era has just ended, and we're now in the 2000s nostalgia era. Turns out that was 24 years ago. 2000 music playing on a retro station. I'm feeling old. Now, one show came out, and I think I said this before. It came out in the 90s, Phantom 2040. They did not do figures for. I wish they do figures for that.
Yeah.
Because I really did like that cartoon. It was a very good cartoon, I think. But they didn't do figures for it, and I wish they would.
Okay.
That is why the 03
Yeah.
Turtles and He-Man figures are back
Saturday morning
again.
saying, yeah, the 200X doesn't get enough love.
No, and that was a very good cartoon.
And there's a lot of stuff out there, and it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
They made a lot of figures for that line.
Yeah, they did a lot of figures and a lot of vehicles. The sculpts are way better. I like because they kind of, kind of reimagined the characters a little bit. Not too much, but they upgraded them, and I think they did. They look better than the original Mattel from the 80s, and the cartoon was way better.
Yeah. See, there's your Sogmaster. Just a little 2-inch figurine, and your Captain Crunch. And these are very difficult to find with the paint application intact. Usually it's all scraped off, but Captain Crunch and Sogmaster here. Trying to make sure they focus right. And these are the ones you could get them in the cereal box. Or you would get 4 pieces, these 2, and then the 2 glow-in-the-dark Soggies if you got the board game. And you could buy the board game with the coupon that came on the back of that particular cereal box. And these do glow. They still work. They still work. But these are the 2 dumb Soggies that worked for Sogmaster.
Retro Fan Magnet Man is cool. What I've seen seems not too expensive. The original was made to use real fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, it was pieces. And even really original, early, unused sets are not that expensive because so much has been made. They've really never stopped making Mr. Potato Head. There's so many incarnations of it, I wouldn't even know where to start. I couldn't tell you how many there are. And there's a few toys that are actually like that. Another one that they never stopped. I don't know if they still make them or not. I don't think they do they?
What?
The doctor kits?
I don't know.
I don't know if they still make those doctor kits. Hasbro? Because Hasbro was the one that was big with that. And they made the doctor kits nonstop for decades. All different colors and shapes and sizes. So... yeah, that's a really classic toy as well, and one that mostly isn't that expensive. And I have the original Hasbro Doctor Kit, the very first one, sealed. And it, you wouldn't even recognize it to look at. No, Mattel, excuse me. I think it's a Mattel toy. But it looks very radically different. And even that, being the very first one and not open, is not that expensive. It's not that expensive. Axel says, don't forget the Frisbee glow-in-the-dark in the 80s. Worked a treat, would put them near the inside light to intensify the glow, then go out in a pitch black field.
Oh, that's fun. We used to play Frisbee a lot.
And Raccoon says, gotta say the true Captain Crunch villain in the cereal is the cereal itself because of how it tears up the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, you're right about that. And it still tear up the roof of your mouth. And then you got to keep eating it so your mouth will toughen up so it doesn't tear it up anymore. Yeah. Not really into Gundam model kits, said Johnny. Crazy to think Transformers Andromeda is a retro show now. It's weird to think that when you listen to the radio, they say like the classic radio, and then they used to say listen to music from the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
Then it was 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah.
Now it's 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, and the 2000 stuff ain't that good.
No. Some of it. I mean, you got them onesie twosies like everything else.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a classic 70s Hasbro Doctor Kit, right? You see he's doing a little examination on the poor dog here. There's Flash all wrapped up. And they did like every possible color combination you could think of with these. This is the black bag, but yellow, green, blue, purple, whatever. And then they had different shaped boxes, and then they had the ones that says nurse kit instead of doctor kit. And they made these forever. This one is still sealed, but I have the original kit, and it is Hasbro. That's the very first one.
Oh wow, look
That's
at that
it's
thing.
yeah, it's still sealed, and you get to see the doctor, and it's got like this vinyl pouch. It says Hasbro doctor case and candy pills. This is actual candy sugar pills in here,
Mm.
and all this little doctor kit stuff. And I like how little Johnny has actual ears. You can see his ears on the side there because they folds in.
But it was,
But even this isn't expensive, believe it or not. Even sealed like this, it's not a fortune.
but it's cool because when I was doing some videos for my channel, I had got some old commercials from like the 50s and 60s, and they had like the full spy kit that you can buy. And
Yeah,
you had like the walkie-talkies and the radio. They gave you a badge and a little gun and all this stuff. And you're like, wow, that got some play value in it. That's creative.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you get this whole spy kit or this soldier kit with with the guns and all of this other stuff you get, and you just watch the commercials. And I would watch those commercials. I'm like, man, that's some real cool stuff right there.
The briefcase.
Yeah, you had a briefcase
with a push button working camera hidden in it and stuff, and just
binoculars.
Try to spark the child's imagination.
Wow. One of our local radio stations had a flashback lunch hour. They played 80s and 90s songs. 80s just got removed and 2000s have been added.
That's when it really started to go downhill. Axel wants to know if we collect board games.
No.
I got a couple, but I try not to go down that road if I can help it because they take up so much space. And then everybody I've ever seen who collects board games, because you can't properly really display. I mean, you got up like 50 boxes that are like 3 feet wide. Where do you put them? And they end up just stacking them, and then you can't appreciate it because what really pops is some of that fantastic artwork. It's on a lot of them. So as far as board games, I would have to be really selective.
Yeah.
It's like maybe just a couple. I wouldn't want to get carried away with it because where do you put them? I'd want everyone to be faced out so that you could see them all, and that's just not practical.
Now, I do want, because Dark Shadows have a board game. I don't want to play it. I want the box because the box is just amazing.
Oh yeah.
But like David says, because we go to the toy shows and sometimes you'll see people and all they got is board games, and you look at it and some of those boxes are just really nice. You're like, man, I would love to have that just to display it. But then again, where are you gonna put it?
Or maybe just a couple you have when you were a kid, like I do have, for example, the original 70s Payday, because I had that board game when I was a kid. And Saturday morning, there was a Bond kit. I want to say Gabriel made it. I could be wrong, but there was a James Bond kit with a pistol and everything. Robert says,
"Oh, sorry,
it's all right. They don't really do professional type toys anymore. Or profession type toys. It seems, except for garbage men. I've seen a lot of garbage truck type toys. Yeah, they used to do all, doctor kit, nurse kit, construction kit. You could box a little tools and crap, stuff like that. They used to do all the time, and now, they have moved away from that.
David got the Popeye.
No, he's talking about the early 2000 Boss Fight Studio 5 points action figures. They're interesting looking. They're starting to get a little expensive, actually. I don't have any. I've got the 1/12 scale Stormy Seas set.
That one looks good. That's the one that came in the can, right?
No, well, no.
In the spinach can?
There was a Popeye that came in the spinach can. I've got the Popeye Bluto 2-pack.
Oh, okay. I remember you got something. Cracker Jack and Cereal missed the real toys in the box over the crappy. Yeah, they did.
Because you know why? No one's going to use that damn QR code.
Yeah,
that's why. It's a cop out.
Yeah, because I remember when they started putting stickers in there, and then I started that when they started with the stickers and the fake tattoo. tattoo you just put on your hand.
And it never sticks.
Yeah. I remember when they switched to that and it became, first it was like onesie twosies, then it was all of them. It was like, instead of getting whatever you used to get, like that little thing with the ball and you got to put it in the hole and all that stuff. Johnny says, yeah, you're right. It's very hard to display board games and you got to be very selective with it. Yeah, I do want to get the Dark Shadows one because I like Dark Shadows. But you got to be able to display. I mean, because if you just put it on a shelf and all you see is the sides, then it's like,
yeah, you can't really enjoy that.
No.
And here's Junior.
Oh boy.
That's Junior. He's really nice. He's a very, very friendly animal, Junior.
K Munin says that you're right. He wanted some of the exclusive Monopoly anime sets, but like you said, it takes up too much space. Where do you display them? You can't properly display them. And when I first started collecting toys, I was kind of hesitant on getting play sets because they're so big. I knew I wasn't going to take it out of the box. And, to display the box was just like ridiculous. But then I did end up getting a couple of play sets, as you know, and I got it down there. But boy, it take up a lot of space.
Yeah, they do, and the art is amazing on some of them.
Yeah, they're really honestly. It's kind of hard to pass them by if you really like that toy line or that board game. It is kind of difficult to just pass it by.
Yes.
Saturday Morning says some board games have great art on the cover. Have some like the 70s Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, Pink Panther, WWF, Empire Strike Backs, and etc.
Robert likes the Popeye in the bag because he had it as a kid. Oh, the one from Dakin.
Yeah. And thank you to Richard.
Yeah, Richard's with us today. Glad you could join us. He says, here's something for the kiddies.
Yeah.
Here you go. If that doesn't break your heart.
Oh, that's one of the little babies.
Yeah. Well, this one got adopted.
Yeah.
But this is from a litter that we were caring from. I don't have a name for this one.
And Nerd has mostly board games from TV and film related shows. Slow photo of Bandit.
Bandit. Do I have a picture of Bandit in here?
And look. Richard is from Yonkers. Sorry that we are so late.
That's okay, Richard.
We're just glad that you're here.
We're not mad at you.
Puzzles and color forms are a little easier to display. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can put the puzzles on the wall. That's what I do. Do you have any mini comics inside the packages of the Masters of the Universe figures? In the mini comic, He-Man is a wandering barbarian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have it. And then I have because they put all of the mini comics in a book. So I have that book and I read through them all. So I have the omnibus of the mini comics and the Sunday strip or the newspaper strip. And those are also fun to read. Those are some good reads.
Yeah, there's Bandit. I call him Bandit because it looks like he's wearing a mask and he has those little black nostrils. It's just, he's a small guy. He's a little guy. He's really playful though. Runs around all over the place. But yeah, that's why I call him Bandit.
Okay,
there's a lot of glare. I know it's hard to see.
Community likes to play sets, but for anime, they don't really do a lot of play sets.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
It didn't show that you were on. Yeah, we came on at the last minute. That's why. Hey, James.
Yeah, and James says he had the James. Oh. He had the James, or has the James Bond attaché case nearly complete on eBay a few years ago. No one outbid me. That's the best way.
Yeah,
that's the best way. And Retro Fun has the Hangman with Vincent Price on the cover. I remember the Hangman.
What? That's a board game?
Yes, Hangman.
Oh, okay.
And with Vincent Price because he was in the commercial. He advertised it. Yes, that's right.
Richard said, "Do you remember the board game Bigfoot?"
I'm not sure if I remember that one. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just reiterating that for anime, they don't really make play
Yeah.
sets. So
Munin, that is. And Johnny says Pirate's sister or brother. Bandit is Pirate's brother. Bandit's a boy. And Robert says Dakin. Is that how you say it? Yeah, Dakin. Dakin. I should look it up. How much do you think he goes for? Did they make? They made olive oil and sweet pea. Popeye olive oil and sweet pea, and I
shrinky dink.
mint in the bag, probably $50 or less.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Most of the Dakins are not that expensive, despite being from like 1971. You would think they'd be a fortune, and they're not. And there's a handful that are expensive, like Woodsy Owl is very expensive. Woodsy Owl is surprisingly expensive. And, I'll show it real quick because I know some people might not have seen it.
Yeah, eBay is doing live stream auctions, and that's another thing that get on my nerve. They tell me that people are doing a live auction,
and I don't know who they are.
I don't know those people. I don't have them saved in my thing. Hey Lou, how you doing?
Here's Lou. When did it start? Well, we were a little late because we were house sitting for someone. We were watching somebody.
We had my aunt came over. So she didn't leave until like 7.
Yeah.
So when you said it on the thing, go over there, I was like, oh my God, he telling everybody to come and watch us at 7. And we knew we weren't going to go on. And I tried to type it in, but you had already
here, that's for Lou.
You had already hung up. Oh yeah, we were talking about Smokey the Bear on the channel today.
This is not Tonka though. This is Dakin. This is the Dakin Smokey the Bear with his real pants. Because they're mixed media clothing, 5 points of articulation, Dakin Smokey. And I don't know if I can make out that original price tag there. It looks like it says $1.59. Yeah, $1.59 from Yosemite store, wherever that is. The little belt buckle says Smokey.
Unfortunately, Richard wants to see a picture of Hobo.
Oh, Hobo. You want to see just regular Hobo?
Yes.
Or before and after Hobo?
He want to see the one that you showed earlier before he got here.
No.
Oh, Retro Fan, it's okay.
And there's my Bugs and Elmer Fudd there. And again, mixed media, he's got all real clothing on. These are great, and they don't cost a lot. And there are exceptions. Like I said, I know the Woodsy Owl, which I'm on the lookout for.
Smokey the Bear
is extremely expensive.
He is big. Those Dakin fingers are pretty cool.
They are. And you can get them loose cheaper. I just want to have the bags. I prefer to have the bags. But
yeah, Robert said that's so cool. He can't believe he actually had that, but he remembers that.
That's one of the fun parts too. That's why I like showing a lot of stuff, is because every once in a while somebody's like, "Oh my God, I remember that." They hadn't seen it since they were kids. You know?
Yeah. No, John, we had said earlier that we don't really collect board games. So we don't have movies, TV shows, anything. I mean, we got a Scrabble that we play and an Uno board game, but that's it. So we don't collect board games of any kind.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I have a couple, but
it's not like all that. It's not like Lou's popcorn collection that he doesn't have. But then he named out 30 different popcorn
Lou denies
collections.
having a popcorn bucket collection.
Yeah.
And then he pulls like 1 million of them out.
Yeah, he pulled out like 50. Oh no, I don't have a popcorn bucket collection, but let me show you these. And then it was like 50 of them.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Smokey the Bear is like 81 years old.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lou said, when did they make those Dakin figures?
1971.
Hey, Sorn Vintage Toys, how are you?
This is nice. Oh, my Santa.
Yeah.
That's my Woolworth's 1980s store display Santa. He's exactly 36 inches tall.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Alpha Tryon. Do you have any Boglins? No, we don't have any Boglins.
I don't have any Boglins. Those are hard to find in decent shape.
Did they do the Road Runner?
Yes, they did Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
Oh.
They did a bunch of the they did Hanna-Barbera, they did United Kings Feature Syndicate, and they did they did the Warner Brothers.
The only popcorn bucket you need to send is that coffin, because I'm gonna put my Barnabas Collins in it.
There's Hobo, his fat self.
Does anyone play chess? I don't know how to play chess.
And you see, again, Hobo always has a tongue sticking out, because remember, Hobo doesn't have teeth. So his tongue's always hanging out. And he didn't look like that when we found him.
No, he had looked pitiful.
He was dying.
He was on death's door.
Yeah, he was dying when we found him. So yeah,
now he all fat and won't leave the porch.
See, now here's Hobo asleep, and you see the tongue again.
A plastic piggy banks toy.
Hey, I think so. I collect some. I've got some banks.
Yeah.
I think that they count. It's something a child would have had or played with.
But it's something that's like something we said as alternatives to
see, like this AJ Renzi Smurf bank. You know, I think it fits.
We talked about this before with either alternatives or accessories to your toy collection, because some toy lines are just ultra expensive.
Yes.
So you might do things like a bank or records or trash cans, lunch trays, lunch boxes, things like that, the frame tray puzzles, things to help boost your collection if you can't afford all of it or a lot of pieces, but you want that. You can say, okay, well, I can't afford all of the 1977 Star Wars, but I can get a lunch tray, I can get some frame tray puzzles, I can get a lunch box, the trash can, some records, and put it in my space. And then you got, hey, this is my Star Wars collection, and then you got some things that are different that a lot of other people don't have, and you didn't spend a lot of money, you didn't break the bank and went bankrupt just so you can have a box collection of Star Wars figures.
Yes.
The only thing I have in my home that has to do with popcorn is a box pan of Jiffy popcorn. That says John.
No, Johnny's watched the For Your Height Only with Wang Wang the other night.
What is that?
Funny how they kept playing the same music the entire film. That's that movie where they hired a primordial dwarf to pretend to be James Bond. They basically did a Bond film.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
It was a primordial dwarf. It's a really weird movie.
Oh, Lou, thank you. Tell me how
Lou
much.
says he's sending something.
How much?
Make sure you get the right address, Lou.
Yeah.
And we always appreciate that. Lou.
Yeah, tell me how much it is. I'll send you a look.
No, Dakin did not do Flash Gordon Robert. He didn't do that. Frankenfrog has 6 boxed Boglins. Wow. They get sticky. You got to be careful.
Fat and happy. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is now. We take really good care of him.
And no popcorn buckets.
I don't have any popcorn buckets. I've got Halloween buckets.
Yeah.
But I don't have popcorn buckets. California.
Yes.
We got California.
We got a bunch of California raisins. We got them from a thrift store for what, 25 and 50 cents.
There's no, these came from a yard sale.
Oh,
it was $2 for the sack, and those are California raisins.
Yeah, all
various figurines there. All kinds of figurines of California raisins. Richard says, "Thanks for showing Hobo and the tongue sticking out. It's very cute." I hope he's comfortable, because I wonder about that. But his tongue's always sticking out. And I'm like, it's because he has no teeth, and I know that. His poor guy. I just want him to be happy. We're not exaggerating when we saying he was dying when we found him. He was terrified of us, but he was so weak he couldn't fight when I grabbed him and took him back.
Over time, everyone's collection becomes eclectic. It does.
Yeah.
Would it Miss Piggy Bank be redundant?
No. Richard says Hobo found you and you're his angels. I hope so.
He-Man and the Turtle had hundreds of merch items. Yes. Because they had the toothbrush holders, the napkins, the slime, all of that stuff. I love to mesh my collection with cartoons I watched as a kid. King Arthur, Knight of Justices comes to mind.
The mighty.
Hey, James.
Yeah, Mighty Max was a fun one. James says we can't have everything. Where would you put it? Yeah,
you put it true. In a tote.
And Retro Fun made a donation to the channel. Thank you. He says get Hobo some lasagna. He eats soft.
He eats soft food.
He gets a special bowl. But yeah, he's fantastic. And thank you, Retro
yes,
Fun. We appreciate that.
We can get him some more soft food.
Would you like to see the very first Mighty Max?
Mighty Max. Oh yeah.
Who wants to see the very first Mighty Max? I know I've shown it before, but that person might not have seen it before. Richard said last night's Turtle Man mix-up ad shredder looks like it could be from the Snake People, possibly from our weekly roundup yesterday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Yeah, we'll make sure you have the right address.
Oh, thank you. We will.
Because we have a new P.O. box. We will make sure people. And Robert thanks us for showing Dak and Popeye. No problem.
Yeah, that's going to look perfect. Oh, yeah. And I think, I did tell you, Lou.
Here, Lou.
I bought those 3 Bible great figures or Heroes of the Kingdom, whichever one. The carded figures. I didn't know that. And then I didn't know how to get to on the My Migo Light. I didn't know how to get to your page where you actually show. If you go to My Migo Light, he has like the whole line of figures so that you can see what's in a like if you're doing a line, he'll show you what's in there. And the thing that's so funny about that is a website that I go to that has like, it feels like every toy line. You just type in the name of the toy line and they'll show you a pictured example of each toy in the line. And when I went to Heroes of the Kingdom and I typed it in, those carded figures, those 3 carded figures that I told you about did not come up.
Yeah.
So I thought I had a complete set except for Moses and Pharaoh. I still need the Moses and Pharaoh 2-pack box 2-pack. Then I was on eBay the other day. I can't even remember what I was looking for. I was looking for something and I typed in I don't even know what I typed in, but those 3 carded figures came up, and that's when I sent you the picture and was like, hey, what's this? I didn't know about this. And then I told David, and he was like, oh, well, he has it on his site, and he showed me how to find it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know.
That
thing made me so mad.
That's an original 70s AJ Renzi. In case anybody was wondering, but I love how they embossed the back.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
With the witch and the pumpkins, and it says "Trick or Treat." Frankenfrog has a huge collection of California Rangers, including the rare Mama.
Hey, Paul Robotnik. Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I'm watching a movie called Mysterious Island with my daughter. Is that the Mysterious Island of Murdoch or whatever his name is?
Dr.
Mordo or something. We saw that.
And Axel says he has every card in the 80s King Kong card pack bar 1. It's still a great photo when pieced together.
Oh, okay.
Johnny wants to know if I'm familiar with Banthraco. Yeah, the die-cast banks. He says they're all die-cast metal with a metal key. I used to have a 1974 Banthraco bank that was a robot. I have one now, though.
Oh.
And
had the Christmas with California. Wow.
They had a Christmas special, I think.
They had a cartoon. Thank you, Robert.
Robert made a donation.
And he did not say that it's for the cat, so it's for me. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it.
Oh my God.
Me. Oh, did you show the Mighty Max?
Yes, the original 70s Tomy Mighty Max.
Polly Pocket for boys. Love the Max cartoon, said Saturday morning.
Oh no, we're going deeper than that.
Oh, he is very happy with you. That's why he's always why he chose you.
He is
as his human.
He is very lovable now, because again, he was terrified. Of course, why wouldn't he be? But he was too weak and frail to even try to resist. He tried, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
And then now he purrs, and you can actually pick him up and squeeze and hug him, and he purrs, and he just loves it.
Yeah, and he lick all on your arm.
He licks
and
all over you, and he's super friendly now.
Oh yeah, Lou, I am so happy. I'm excited. I'll take pictures when we get it and send it to you. Yeah. So you can see it. I should have them next week, I believe. So I hope they don't come damaged and that stupid mailman or mail woman or whatever it is.
Paper envelope.
Oh my God, I'll just fall out.
We've had that happen.
Now I can't even do nothing but just sit here with my head in my hand. Oh my. Now I'm thinking about it. How they just cram it in the mailbox.
Yes, I know. Well, we've had that happen plenty of times. This is hold on a second.
And then we went out and bought that big old mailbox because we had that happen when we had the little mailbox. So now they think, oh, this mailbox big. So I'm gonna put this package in there and make it fit. Oh, stupid mailman.
This is the 1976 Tomy Mighty Max, the Maximum Man. And this was Tomy trying to cash in on the Kenner $6 million man craze, because everybody wanted to make bionic something. Like, Ideal had the Electro Man, and even GI Joe came out with Atomic Man. So Tomy gave you Mighty Max, the Maximum Man, who really looks like a jumbo-sized Micronaut. And he has like these tools, because all of these orange pegs, you can unscrew them and take him completely apart and rebuild him into different things. And he has this battery-powered sled that he comes with that you can attach him to. It's really a fascinating toy. There's a variant where because you see this blow mold yellow plastic shell that he's laying in.
Yeah.
It also comes in blue. There's no value difference between them, so it really doesn't matter. One's enough if you can find one intact and complete. Really bizarre 70s gem, and they're not that expensive. I saw one in a really busted up box at the Toylanta. I think the guy wanted like $30 for it or something. I was like, that's not bad at all. I already had a better one, so no point, but let somebody else get that. But yeah, this is just a really cool, crazy 70s toy. He's about 12 inches tall. But yeah, they made a lot of stuff like that in the trying to cash in on $6 Million Man, or even what's his name, the Pulsar, right? Mattel's Pulsar Man was supposed to be cashing in on $6 Million Man.
Saturday morning's fans said that they remember when McDonald's used to come out with the Halloween buckets, and they brought that back a couple of years ago. Yeah, about a year or two ago. Yeah. And Raccoon Eye says those things go for a lot of money. They do.
The originals?
The original ones, they go for a lot.
You know what I like better than that, though, is something else that McDonald's used to do. They also made Happy Meal containers, blow mold plastic.
Yeah.
They did the Dukes of Hazzard cars,
the general,
the vehicles, Daisy's Jeep, and the sheriff's car. They did UFOs. They did a series of boats. Yeah. They did a lot of that kind of stuff. It's rare. They one-shots. They never kept bringing them back. My Amigo says Carter, David, and Goliath is rare. I bet.
Oh, yeah. Kay Munin was saying, what do you think about Hasbro renewing the Star Wars license? I think they should have dropped and took a break.
Yeah, I think they need to lay off. Because I'm at the point now where we do our weekly roundup and we show stuff from especially the Star Wars Black Series, and I'm like, did we already show this? Because they just recast even the same stuff over and over and over again.
Oh, I didn't know California Raisins had a comic book. I know they had a cartoon.
Right. That sounds familiar.
3 prime time specials in. Wow. Okay. I remember the cartoon.
Mhm.
I didn't remember the prime time
Was it
specials.
Comico that did the comic? Johnny says donations are all David's, but it's on LPH's side. Oh, don't start that. No, that's all. That all helps our felines.
You got the me lingo.
That help because it's expensive to care for them. It really is.
Yeah,
But
it is.
we
Especially when you got to buy that ear medicine and all that mess.
oh yeah, I know. And I got to do a treatment on a bunch of them soon. Actually,
Crying. Oh, I did see that. The giant crab and Captain Nemo, and they were
that's right.
underwater. Is that the one
He
with
was under the volcano.
with Vincent
Price.
Price?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did see
Okay.
that with Vincent Price was in one.
Retro Fun wanted to know if Banthro made the little pencil sharpeners, the one that looked like a little sewing machines and crap.
Oh yeah.
I think they did. I think they did. But yeah, Banthro.
Yeah.
I used to have a Banthrico bank. I believe it was the upper torso. It was like a bust of an Indian head, and it was a giveaway from my mother's bank back when they used to do stuff like that. They'd give you banks and things like that. But yeah, I had one from way back. It was a First National Bank. First National Bank. I don't think they exist anymore.
Oh, those mailing stores, Johnny, can go on for
Says
hours
Johnny.
and hours and hours.
Remember that I've had boxes crammed into the mailbox so hard.
Yeah.
I've had to sit there and cut the box open
Yeah.
and remove the contents to get it out.
Because when we moved here, we had the average size mailbox. You know, the average size mailbox.
Yes.
And then, we said, okay, we're going to get a bigger mailbox because we know that, one, we get a lot of packages and the people don't want to walk up the mountain and they just put it in the mailbox. So we got a bigger one.
Yep.
And it does accommodate some of the packages. Some.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go in there and get a box that barely fit. And then they make it fit. They cram it in there because they don't want to walk up the mountain. But now that woman, she drive that mail truck up that mountain to get to our door. But and the Amazon people do too.
Yeah. You know what the difference is though? When they use that electric what is it? The postal truck? Because some of them are electric now.
Oh,
it can't get up the hill. It can't make it. But only the gas powered ones can get up the hill. That tells you everything you need to know right there.
Yeah. Lou remembers that Mighty Max. He didn't have it, but he remembers.
You want to see something else you've never seen in your life, Lou?
I know. Okay, Muniz, praying for me. Everybody send up a prayer. If you know a word of prayer, just send it up and ask that my packages, because I got 3 coming. Just pray. I think 2 are coming from one vendor, and then 1 is coming from one vendor because I won auction. Nobody bid on that auction but me.
I know, it's a miracle.
And toys are made much better.
Yeah, yes. Legend says toys are better. Yeah, they were. Johnny wants to know if Santa's taller than Wing Wing. Santa's 36 inches exactly. I don't know how tall Wing Wing is.
The mail place said I couldn't send anything.
P.O. boxes are like that. There's some kind of problem between the UPS and the post office.
Well,
so you need the actual physical address of the post office in order to send it if you're using UPS or FedEx.
Mm-hmm. Love Pulsar.
Pulsar Man is cool.
Mailman and Amazon don't listen when you tell them do not put it in the hallway. If you got an apartment, I guess.
Yeah, and John says he's waiting for someone to come up with a truly epic movie, like maybe Godzilla and King Kong versus Killer Tomatoes, Mysterious Island of Quicksand, and the Bermuda Triangle. Well, you're going to be waiting.
Hey, Righteous Geek.
They sell that old school memorabilia in North Illinois in a place called Volo Museum.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you're in Illinois, check out Wax Pack.
If they're still open.
Yeah. And a guy in there named Aaron.
He had 2 stores when we left.
And if you're in Do you see somebody when you go to the shows? When you go to do you go to shows in Illinois? And if you see someone called Nerdtastic Plastic, that's my son.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a vendor out there.
Warren.
Yep, that's right.
Blackthorn.
Oh, Blackthorn. Okay. Blackthorn Publishing.
And then we got Legends. I think I said hello to Legends. Actually discovered a neighbor who has 7 cats. Some of them go outside the house immediately, though. Of you.
We're taking care of more than 7.
Also made a lot of busts
Johnny
of
says
famous
they made
people
other
and presidents.
busts.
Okay.
And my Meagle like says banks used to give out banks, inspire kids to save. Banks used to do a lot of things they don't do anymore, like providing interest on your deposit.
Yeah, now they give you 0.00001%. So then you only make a penny. But PayPal is the best. They give you 4%.
Yeah, 4.2 on your if you have a deposit account with them. That's incredible.
Yeah, on your savings account. All you have to do is open up a savings account and they give you 4% interest. But the bank, 0.00001.
That's right.
David, some Black series are re-released within less than a year of the original. In some cases, there are multiple releases of the same character available at the same time.
Yeah, while that mess is still hanging on the pegs too.
I bought the whatever
Robert
that
got
is.
Svengoolie.
Yeah.
From Super 7.
Super 7. Okay.
Yeah, he's a host. He was a host like Elvira.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue Splash doesn't like the Godzilla packaging.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm way behind.
Migo, Lou wants to see something he's never seen before. Lou, you've heard of Easy Bake Oven, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes, we spotted this at a antique mall.
Yeah, I'm sure you've all heard of the Easy Bake Oven from Kenner, right? The original Easy Bake Oven. It's got the little light bulb in it, and you mix up your little mess, and then you put it in there, and you get this soggy, flavorless cake, right? I'll do you one better.
Okay, well that's a different one. Mysterious Island. It's not the one with Vincent Price as Captain Nemo.
Oh, okay.
He's watching a different one.
Watching a different movie. Johnny wants put it in the mailbox. Hang some rosaries on it.
I don't want it in the mailbox. I want them to put it on the doorstep.
Go out there with a bottle of holy water.
Yeah.
Power of Christ compels you.
You got to go out there and lay hands on the mailbox and be like, God, please don't let this woman put this thing in this mailbox. Let her drive that thing up this mountain and put it on the doorstep.
Yeah, and then it'll rain that day.
Oh Lord. Yeah. At least the old guy that we had, he used to put it in a bag.
He carried bags with him.
He carried bags. And if it was raining, he would put your package in a bag and walk up the mountain and put it on the porch.
It's not that high. She makes it sound like you're climbing Everest.
It feel like you're climbing Everest after a long day.
Oh no. Give me a break. Sylvan says, as someone who has cats and dogs, I have one of each. Someone said dogs have owners, cats have crews.
No, what it is.
Oh no.
Dogs, they become one with the family. They integrate with the family.
Yeah.
They become one. We are a family now. Cats take over. They become in charge. You can't do what the cats don't want to do. The cats want to wake up, you will wake up.
Dogs have more of a pack mentality though, and cats don't. Cats still have
oh wow.
Yeah, so Santa's bigger according to Johnny. But they can still integrate into the community, but it's harder for them collectively to follow instructions. Steve wants to know if I have anything Charlie's Angels. No, I used to have the dolls for Mattel. I used to have a whole set of them for Mattel. I don't have it anymore.
Our bank still give out candy, the more nasty lollipops.
The little, like, really tiny suckers.
The green and yellow and purple ones. Black series is at Ross quite a lot. and sit for $5.99.
$5.99.
Okay, go ahead and show your easy bake oven.
Yeah, the Eon Bake Oven knockoff. They came out with a LED bulb. Oh yeah, this is
Hey, Dr.
authentic.
Cohen.
This is an authentic piece. See, Kenner also made the warm bake oven. The warm bake oven, not the easy bake oven. And this is sealed contents. The food packets are still in here, Lou. You'll love that. The warm bake oven. Now look at her perfect hair. God. The thing is, because they had the easy bake oven, but that's got a light bulb. So that's hot. And parents were concerned. This came out in the 70s, by the way. This is actually 1973 warm bake oven.
Oh,
Thunder.
that's thunder.
That's thunder outside.
It's supposed to be a thunderstorm.
Yeah. 1973, the Kenner warm bake oven for younger children, so that there's no threat of getting burned by the light bulb. Okay. And basically it's no bake recipes. So the oven doesn't do anything. It's just a prop. And you mix up your little formula, and it's just like no bake cookies. You just put it in the oven and just wait for it to dry. And I guarantee you it will not come out looking like these lovely store-bought cakes they have pictured here.
No.
It's going to look and taste like garbage, especially as old as this one is. But yeah, the Kenner warm bake oven, and people are like, what the hell is this? Warm bake oven. Never heard of that.
Hi, Fabio.
Hey, Fabio. Glad you could join us today. I know Lou never saw anything like this before. He might have seen it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, again, the oven's a prop. It's no bake recipes inside. I used to toot, Robert. I'll tell you again, the Mattel, and you know the story. I had the Mattel everything carded and boxed. Mattel Charlie's Angels, and I had the Mego Sonny and Cher stuff. I had Farrah Fawcett. I had all of that. It's all part of the collection that was stolen. It's gone. Donnie and Marie. Well, Mattel made Donnie and Marie though. But I had all that kind of stuff. It was all from the collection that was stolen.
John says, yeah, banks don't give anything to anyone anymore. My cousin Todd spent 8 years in federal prison for accidentally pocketing a bank pen. Of course, he did use their pen to write a robbery.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Migo, Lou says they should have put Mason Reese on the box. Well, Richard said Vincent Price was never, I believe, Captain Nemo. You might be talking about City Beneath the Sea.
That might be it.
Yeah, that's right. And they couldn't leave. They couldn't leave because they would instantly age.
Yeah, that might be it. Okay. Yeah, you might be right about that. We got it all mixed up. I know it was Under the Sea. That's all I know.
Johnny says food contents are as crispy as those 50-year-old baseball pack gum sticks. Probably. Migo, Lou thinks the cakes look disgusting. Oh, you'd eat that cake up. And he said, where did you find that oven? I never saw that disaster. I actually found that one in an antique mall.
At an antique mall that we frequent.
They priced it at something insane because I know it's actually worth a couple of bucks because I think they only produced it the 1 year and it just didn't work out. But they had it priced out like really cheap. I guess they didn't know what it was.
No, because they know it didn't say easy bake, so it was like, oh, this is a knockoff.
This is nothing, and didn't bother to check. I check everything.
Yeah, we'll stand there for about 20 minutes while he look it up on eBay.
Saturday morning wants to know if we have a Snoopy snow cone maker. That's
you do
classic.
have that.
No,
I thought you had a Snoopy or something.
I have something amazing. Boxed Snoopy from Hasbro. It's not the snow cone maker though.
Oh,
I have the who made that damn thing?
I've got
the robot snow cone maker. It's not in here though. It's packed up. But I do have, and I love this thing. This is incredible. The Hasbro preschool early 70s Snoopy copter pull toy. And it's a pull string toy. You see the little girl here. Pulls the string, and the top of his head spins around like a helicopter. And this one is factory sealed. You'll never see another one in this condition.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That box does look kind of new.
It is. It's in fantastic shape. The Snoopy pull string copter. Not worth a fortune, but it is really rare to find one sealed. Yeah, Richard, the cats must be really nervous.
Yeah, they scared. They're hiding somewhere.
Miss Kitty, if there's thunder, she gets low to the floor and will crawl from wherever she is in the house until she's under the sofa and hide there until the storm's over. And hasn't been in the rain for years. But I mean, she was outdoors for so long, it terrifies her. And she's still scared to this day, Miss Kitty.
Oh wow. K-Munin said he saw somebody trying to eat one of those old gums out of the packs. It turned to dust in his mouth and he started to gag.
I bet.
Those Snoopy coppers are hard to find in the box.
Yeah, I've never seen another one in the box.
Never understood why use his doghouse to fly when
whenever his doghouse was flying, it was his imagination. It didn't actually fly. He would imagine that it was flying.
He was the Red Baron, wasn't he?
No, he fought the Red Baron.
He fought the Red Baron. They got a song about Snoopy fighting the Red Baron.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, yes, that's a song.
Do. But poor Miss Kitty, I know right now she's terrified.
Yeah, well, she'll be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She just doesn't know it. Because I mean, I can just imagine however long she was homeless and out in the wild. Because Miss Kitty, I'm pretty sure, was an abandoned cat. How long she was just out in the woods in the wild before she decided to like be homed again, because she was afraid of us too. See, there she is sitting on my shoulder. I bent down to do something and she jumped on my back and just laid down. Because why not, right? Steve says his sister has Charlie's Angels camper, and she said it was in the attic since 1979.
Wow. It's nice to find things like that.
Yes.
That is correct. If you leave, you age. I love Roger Corman films. The Edgar Allan Poe films he did had a few H.P. Lovecraft films. Okay.
And for reference, I've shown that before. That's Hobo when I first found him.
He looked bad.
Yeah, you can't even tell what color he is. He's just filthy, and he's got scabs and cuts all over him, and he was in horrible shape. I'm surprised he could even stand right there, and just wondering why it was taking so long for him to eat until I discovered and checked him more carefully and found that he had no teeth at all. Well, he has one. He has one tooth. Poor guy. But yeah, now he's fat and happy and very, very affectionate. Yeah, he's incredibly just happy now, which is a good thing. I want them all to be happy. Life's hard enough, especially on these poor animals.
And
see, there he is again nowadays.
All orange and fat.
He's brightly colored and he's well kempt, and he's no more cuts and scabs, and he's in great. Yeah, see, he's in fantastic shape now and happy. He's very happy, which is such a huge change. And like I've told you before, I mean, the vet wanted to put him down. He was like, no, he's not going to make it. Well, he was trying to eat. And as far as I'm concerned, that's enough proof to me that he has a desire. If an animal will try to eat, they want to live. I'm not just going to give up on him. No. And it's been 3 years.
Davis watched the new Wolfman movie on Peacock. It's terrible.
Oh, I bet. They don't make good movies anymore.
No.
Hardly ever, rarely.
I mean, it's just like anything else. You get those onesie twosies out there that comes out, and then you're shocked and amazed. And it's the same with movies, TV shows, songs, toys, anything. You get those onesie twosies every now and then. They might make something pretty good, but for the most part, it's
It's
all
not like when
garbage.
we were growing up in the 70s and 80s and like 9 out of 10 films were fantastic. You know,
Yeah,
Richard said, don't forget the 4th of July is coming with all the fireworks. That's
yeah,
right.
they always
Mhm.
freak out then too.
Sure.
I like the Wolfman, good and bad. Okay.
Oh, some of them are cheesy fun, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, it depends. And Munin likes Sonic 3.
Sonic
We
3.
haven't
That was
seen that.
the last good movie he
We
saw
have
was
not seen
Sonic
that.
3.
But
Yeah.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's how it is. Yeah, I hear the thunder going again.
Yeah.
Thunder going again. But yeah, we're probably gonna go ahead and sign off. We were a little late coming on today,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that's okay. Had a guest over, and we probably should check on the cats. Hopefully, they're in the habitats outside. They know where to go. They know where to go. They should be all right. But the rain is coming down. Wanted special thanks, of course, to Pastor Rick, to Richard, to Retro Fun, and to Robert, making donations to the channel today, helping out our feline fund. Always appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
All the help we can get where the cats are concerned, because yeah, it gets up there. We enjoy helping them, so it means a lot when people want to help us to help them.
Yeah.
So thank you, and thanks everyone else for joining us. Hope you got something out of the conversation.
Yes.
And again, remember next week we will have Johnny from MIB Master Toy Museum joining us for some conversation. So catch us then.
Mm-hmm.